So, Mark, did you see that hot new Las Vegas commercial?
Hi. Do you like shrimp?
I love that the sweater kind of looks like the Project Hail Mary sweater that has become popular and kind of blown up, but bedazzled, because of Vegas. And I think that really does play in. Whenever people go to Vegas, they bring the craziest outfits, things they wouldn't probably wear at home, out there, butt cheeks everywhere, right?
I just didn't understand this ad at all. I'm glad you got so much that you were able to take away from it. So happy Friday, everyone. The Golden Knights are in the Western Conference Finals. They're up 1-0 as of the time we record this, but maybe this is a second Stanley Cup, Mark. Maybe this is the year.
Yeah, it would be crazy if they did pull it off and win the Stanley Cup when they changed coaches, like, what was it, 10 days before the playoffs started? You don't really see that much too often. The only thing I can think of is like 1989 national championship for basketball. Michigan fired their coach right before the tournament and they went on that run.
3 words, Mark. Hockey Town, USA.
See, he always says that. He thinks it's going to upset me, but I'm like the only Detroit person that doesn't care about hockey.
So we haven't covered a Vegas myth in a while, and Corey Leviton had another myth busted. This one is about the pedestrian bridges, and I guess the myth is that were all designed in order to funnel you into the casino, to get you above the street and force you into the casino. I don't know who came up with this myth because, as Corey points out, you can also get to the casinos down on the ground level. And also, he went back through the coverage and just talking about how dangerous those intersections were. And I want to tell you, as a 6 or 7-year-old child crossing Las Vegas Boulevard in Tropicana, I almost got killed like several times as a child.
Maybe like Corey came up with it because I don't remember ever hearing this. I don't know who would think it, but possibly it's a myth out there that was, I could kind of see the logic because they do make you sometimes have to walk through parts of the casino to get to the next one. But I think everybody that's walked on one is just like, I'm so glad that I don't have to go with the cars. And we've been waiting for it out at Resorts World where they put them in there so you don't have to cross that street and deal with all the traffic and everything. So I think these have been great for the city, great for pedestrians. Myth busted, I guess.
Yeah, if you think that it's not dangerous to cross the street in Vegas without the bridges, just go try to cross one without a bridge and see how fun that is. I have these horrific memories of being a child. I almost got ran over, Mark. I wouldn't even be here. There wouldn't be a show without those pedestrian bridges. I'd be dead.
That's why they put you in jail, so that you wouldn't get hit by a car.
Well, it is officially time to talk about the state-of-the-art shower system. Cinnamon Girl, friend of the show, sent us this video of the shower at Four Queens. She stayed there, but she did a whole room tour, and I think it's a great room tour. Better footage than I was able to grab when I was there doing our tour. And you get to see that whole shower in all of its glory, including it just shooting water all over the bathroom.
I mean, the second nozzle's kind of low. Should they advertise it? Maybe Four Queens should advertise this as a bidet included in the bathroom, or maybe free water enemas.
Or something else. I don't know.
Hey,
we could just keep going there. I mean, it is state of the art, but also all the things we talked about, the barn door, room's not big, but yeah, it's a good, comfortable looking room. And I thought she did a great job there. And we didn't get to test the shower when we were in the room, like get to turn it on and stuff. So it was neat to see it running.
yeah, and she did mention the water pressure is really great there, and I think they made a point of telling us when we were there that when they demolished everything, a big part of it was reworking the plumbing, which we see in even newer Vegas hotels struggle and have issues. So I bet that plays a role here. So it's nice to see that it's working out, and maybe some people are taking advantage of it.
Good times over at Four Queens. In a second, we're going to talk about the hot new menu over at the best Tiki bar in Las Vegas. But before we do that, I would love to invite you to subscribe. Thousands of you who are watching now aren't subscribed. It takes a minute, painless, fun. Do it. So let's head out to Laughlin, your favorite home away from home, Mark, and the Colorado Belle. The casino been closed since March of 2020. When I was a kid, I used to call it the Colorado Belle. Yes, I know it's the Belle. But part of this Golden Entertainment, they just sold all the land of the Strat to Vici. And this was not part of it, Mark. So they kept the land under this thing. They said they're going to redo it at some point. But they also gave up the gaming license in 2023. They didn't do the temporary casino thing. So maybe at some point, this Riverboat Casino will reopen. It's such a cool architecture. I always loved that place.
Yeah, I really loved it when we walked by it, and I was sad that it wasn't open. It's so cool and a throwback type of where you see casinos back in the day that weren't allowed on land, so they would be out in the water. And I don't know why they would let this one go. Maybe it was just too much for upkeep or too much to bring it back. And it did look a little rough on the outside, I will admit. I just wouldn't think Vici would want to buy it. Why would you want to buy land for something that's just sitting there decrepit? I wouldn't be surprised if they did open it and Vici would come back and purchase it separately or the land out from under it. Hopefully they do something with it, even if it was just like a really cool hotel. You don't have to have a casino there. Beautiful property overlooking the water. It could be something special.
Yeah, it had seen better days. Golden actually bought it in 2019, like not long before they ended up having to close it, which was unfortunate. They own the Aquarius next door, home of the $12 Mark beer that he loves to talk about all the time. I guess they gave up the gaming license. So if this does come back, it's not going to be a casino.
You would think that's kind of crazy because gaming license has value. I don't know why you would just walk away from it when you can do what you said, like bring a, a rolling casino in for a day or two. It's not that hard to keep it going.
So let's talk Father's Day for a minute. And Circa is bringing back their Father's Day special. I want to start by Circa. I had to like dig down the info to try to find how much this cost and exactly what was included with this. So maybe next time do a little better there. But $100 and it gets you access to a recliner seat in the sports book. You get a food credit. And then you get a cigar and a free drink up at Legacy Club. And then you can add for another $125 a steak dinner at Barry's. Not a hotel or anything, just dad for the day. It ends August 31st. So you have to book it by June 24th, but then the father can use it any day, August 31st with a few blackouts.
I think this is a really cool idea by Circa. One, that it's not tied to the hotel room. So it could be a local's dad and something you go buy for your father. Instead of just getting like a Circa gift card, they get a whole experience involved with this. And I think they do provide pretty good value for $100 there. And if you want the dinner, I would imagine that the breakdown would be beneficial compared to just buying it a la carte. So this is something unique, something different, maybe slower time of the year a little bit, and it'll bring in some dads. I mean, you got to take care of your dad.
Have you noticed people smoking cigars up at Legacy Club? I haven't noticed cigars being smoked up there.
Never.
Yeah, so you can get a second cigar if you don't want to drink. So if you're not going boozy, yeah, what a cool day for dad to go to like a mail forward property and just sort of be a man for the day. And the $125 at Barry's, their prices aren't cheap, and that includes the steak and the potato side and stuff like that. That's not actually a terrible deal either. $225 for the day, and dad will be happy.
Yeah, I mean, if I lived down the street from there, I hope my kids would buy me that.
So let's talk Golden Tiki, my favorite tiki bar in Vegas, although I have not been to every single one. Let us know what your favorite one is down below. But they just redid their drinks. They're talking about how all the competition in the area, they needed new food, new drinks, and they did that. They added this crazy drink that has 6 ounces of alcohol in it for $25. They'll only serve you one. But yeah, what a cool place. Animatronics, tiki drinks. Just a reminder that the Golden Tiki is awesome.
Sean just loves the dirty wallpaper in the bathrooms. That's his main thing. No, just kidding. No, this drink,
I would throw it up on screen, but I can't.
No, this drink definitely sounds good. Boozy drink. If you want to have just one, this would be the one. Kind of like a Long Island iced tea, something along those lines. Or there was a bar restaurant in Nassau, Bahamas, where it was called Call a Cab, because if you had two, you had to call a cab. You weren't allowed to leave without calling a cab first, was the rule. So I think this kind of goes in there. As long as they don't mess with the painkiller, I'm happy. And I think that this is going to be fun, new things to try when you're in there. And then they also changed up the food menu a bit, tried to make it a little bit lighter, not so much deep fried food, more snacky, so that you don't get full and all of those things. So I think it'll be interesting. Check that out too.
Yeah, they smartly said, hey, we're competing with all these great eateries around us. We're not going to try to recreate a subpar version of what they're already serving. A Vegas institution, Golden Tiki. I just wish they had a better parking lot.
Yeah, the parking lot is trash.
All right, Mark, this next story, this is all you. Criss Angel and Alice Cooper, they return with their residency. Everything I've heard about this show is good. Alice Cooper just killing it over there. I noticed somebody in the comments did call us out for not talking about it. We did talk about it when it was announced and all that. But what did you want to say about this?
You see, you ruined my joke now. I was going to say the seat filler jobs, rejoice. No, I think it's really cool that this has worked out. It was a unique idea, something that I haven't really seen before, where they intertwined two different types of shows together, and kind of fun. And it's been really successful, and they keep adding dates. So congratulations to both of them.
So I know that this is the third show this week where we're talking EDC, but we have to do this. There's a few stories that are just insane. Starting with next year, 2027, EDC is expanding to 2 weekends. They're calling it Dusk Till Dawn. May 14th through 16th will be dusk, And then May 21st to 23rd will be Dawn, $399 for one weekend, $599 for both. It will probably sell out.
What a great movie. Dusk Till Dawn. Throwback. Like a original B type movie, but cult classic. So I like the name. I think that's kind of fun. 2 week. I mean, if you're charging these prices and people are paying, why would you not do it every weekend?
Hey, this is one of the big events that people in Vegas don't seem to mind. Good vibes, good things happening. All the casinos aren't overrun with crazy people. Like, they're doing their own thing.
There's some crazy outfits, though.
Yeah, good people watching, as we always say. Favorite people watching weekend of the year. But yeah, it's been successful. This is actually a big deal, as it just celebrated a big anniversary, and they did the first parade this year. So doubling down on all of that. But now we're going to talk about money and EDC, starting with this video. Now, I saw both these videos coming from M6 Drop on Twitter. Daniel Ocean, good follow over there. The EDC hotel, Mark, $4,400 for the weekend. There's not enough pain in this woman's voice as she narrates this video. There should be more pain, I feel like. First off, Dusk Till Dawn. You're never in this hotel, so why are you paying all this money? But this was the official EDC hotel, so she got the goodies, all the extras, $4,400. Now, her roommate canceled at the last minute, so she only charged the other person $1,500. She paid $2,900 for her weekend at the Virgin Hotel.
Which is like $129 a night normally, right?
I mean, you get a cool swag bag, Mark. And they had activations, stuff like that. The pool looked cool. But yeah, you're out partying all night, so you're not even really enjoying the hotel at all.
Yeah, it did look like they had some cool experience stuff, and I feel like you could take advantage of some of it if you just came to visit when you were awake. You don't need to stay there. And somebody commented, like, you could have stayed in like a baller room at Wynn or Bellagio for that type of money. And that's what's just so crazy, is Virgin isn't one of the better hotels. It's a good hotel. I think you love it as the best airport hotel out there, but it's not like in the heart of anything. To charge these kinds of prices is just terrible, really. I mean, they're taking advantage of kids, and I don't know where all these kids are getting this kind of money. It blows my mind.
Yeah, this is really K-shaped economy, and then just people kind of stretching, and we're going to go to the other end of that. I will say, though, Mark, she did say that the shuttle service was good, that the lines were organized, and that the shuttle worked perfectly. So that had to be worth at least $500.
You could have taken a helicopter there for $4,400.
You so could have. All right, so look at the other end of the K-shaped economy. This woman, I don't know her, but she has a lot of money, clearly, and she shares what her Saturday at EDC costs. It's weird to put these types of videos out there. I'm just going to say that, but she starts with, they got 6 IVs. What would be the cost for 6 IVs?
I mean, if you were in a casino, I would think it'd be like $200 per, so like $1,200, somewhere in that range.
Try $595, so $3,570 for the 6 IVs. They had a nice, very conservative dinner, only $1,819. And then comes the EDC itself, where they spent $209,000 on drinks. Now, this is like those big packages we talked about on the last show. That does include a $29,000 tip. It also includes a $13,000 admin fee that they got screwed for. And yeah, altogether $215K. She seems very happy about it.
I mean, that's a house in a lot of places, at least a condo in Vegas. I don't know who spends that much in one night. I don't know what she does or how she has this kind of money. It's kind of insane. It just seems like the more we get these things from social media, there's a lot more people that have FU money than I ever thought. I don't know, or they have FU money parents. I don't know what the deal is here, but this is just insanity. I don't think there's anything watching a concert and drinking that could be that much fun. $220,000 worth of fun.
I mean, that's not just FU money, Mark. I know some people who have FU money. That's like FFU money, to be able to just blow that casually.
Triple F.
On a yes, quadruple F. And she so casually talks about it. And no hate. Yeah. I mean, this is the society we live in now, where you flex and do all of that. But I think it shows you, for one of her, how many of you do they need? They don't, that's why they don't care about you, because they can get one of her and that replaces 1,000 of you.
I want to know how you get to be like one of the servers there, making 20 grand. I'm sure they have to split it with people and stuff. And the admin fee. Oh my God, this place. I wish we could get like a P&L of EDC of how much money they just clear in one weekend. It's got to be astronomical.
Yeah, I mean, they're printing it, and just nutty stuff. Thanks to him for sort of opening our eyes to the craziness of EDC. And until next year, but we get double the EDC, double the fun. But we must talk Primm, Mark, and it's closing July 4th. I already did the whole video. People can check that out. But But the Primm family had some stuff to say, specifically the grandson. He issued a statement, and I wanted to read part of that. But the Primm family, they're not very happy with what happened out there, and Affinity sort of pulling out at the last minute.
I mean, it's not surprising if your name's on the town, like you want it to keep going. And as this goes down, there's basically no town anymore, and they're kicking out the workers there, which is the saddest part of all of this. They had to find homes fairly quickly, but don't sell it if you want it to stay open, right?
Yeah, the more I thought about this, and I went out and did my video right after the news was announced, and the emotion of all of it, they are so wrong for what they're doing to the employees out there with the housing. Like, how can you not leave this place open longer? I'm talking about the housing units. You're forcing people. This is their entire livelihood. This is moving them to another city, to another market. I think it's really a travesty. Corey Clementson, the grandson of the Primm family, says, "We remember what it was like from the time we began operating Whiskey Pete's way back in 1977. We remember being the wild outposts in the distance on I-15. We remember roller coaster rides at Buffalo Bills, golf at Primm Valley, and those lines of headlights coming off Mountain Pass, bringing precious visitors, millions of them, to this last leg of the California-Nevada drive. If these Primm properties go dark, so does the welcome they have provided over the decades. It is contrary to our values to let that happen without exploring all options. Thus, we are tirelessly working to find potential solutions for the Primm properties, fully understanding their iconic place in our geography and in our hearts." So, can they find somebody else to run these places?
Or just take it back over. They'll probably give it to you for $1.
Yeah, we don't know a lot about them. They've been very quiet operators all these years since they sold off the land. We don't know what their overall desires are for this, and what are the contracts, and what is the reality. Could you get an operator to come in and run one casino? It doesn't seem very likely that this will amount to anything.
No, I think this is just kind of like the Heart Attack Cafe. They're saying their piece, getting it out there so that it makes them feel better. I don't know that anything will come of it, but there could be a potential here. They're going to have holding costs for keeping this there, and upkeeps and maintenance and all that stuff, and they're producing no income. So I'm sure that they would. I made a joke about $1, but I'm sure they would give it up for a song, and maybe somebody can come in with a vision or do it in a way that's affordable. I don't know that you can draw enough people to ever make it really work until the airport comes out there, but I'd love to see somebody try.
Yeah, and it's just, again, very sad for the workers out there. I've heard some of the stories, and just their whole lives are being uprooted here. So it's just imagine being laid off from your job, but basically being laid off from your entire life. And it does sting. And I wish that they would give them a little bit more time, or work with them a little bit more. But hey, I don't know all the details behind the scenes either, so I'll just leave it at that. But the Primm family trying to save Primm, I guess that is the moral of the story. But we all know when the desert has taken back over, all that will be left is the Santa thrift store. It will remain the one thrift store at the Primm state line, never to close.
They just need EDC to go out there for a weekend, and then it'll be set for a year.
Seriously, you could run that place for like years off that one bill.
Oh my gosh, $4,400 you could charge the Buffalo Bills.
What would they do? They got they wouldn't know what to do with themselves with a $209,000 charge. It's weird that we see things like this on the internet these days, because we've seen a lot of stuff on this show. She's just so casually spent $209,000, but yeah, go spend it out in Primm.
Like, this is kind of perfect. EDC should buy Primm. They should hold their thing, do it for 4 weekends, whatever it is. You have all the hotel rooms only open up for that month. Nobody has to ride shuttles anywhere. They just walk everywhere. They can ride rides.
You could pay $4,400 to stay at Buffalo Bills. There you go.
Yes. Where else do you get a pool shaped like a buffalo, Sean?
That's true. That's worth at least $1,000 right there. Hey, somebody should do something with that place out in the middle of the desert. Hopefully they will. If you haven't seen what it looks like now, go check out my video. And I'm hoping to do one last hotel stay before it all goes away, but so sad. But let us know what you guys think about anything we talked about today. Golden Tiki and their new drinks. The Primm family, should they save the city that has their name? EDC and those insane prices. $4,400 for the EDC hotel. Was that worth it for Virgin? Leave a comment. We do 3 shows a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. We'll be back in a couple days with another show. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you next time.
Somehow I think the girl that spent $200K got better value than the Virgin girl.
I can't argue with that.
Have a good weekend, everybody.